Hey guys, here's a bit of fun in the Hautlaub-Charlick Gambit. So this is part of the Freddy Krueger repertoire, and the reason it is, we played against the move 1d4, and it starts with the Englund Gambit. Now there's a very dubious connection, but the actor who played Freddy Krueger in the Nightmare on Elm Street movies was named Robert Englund, spelt with a U, which is why we are using this. Okay, so my opponent's rated just under 1500 in 5-minute blitz. He takes the pawn, which is correct, from white. I offer a second pawn immediately. He takes there as well. We recapture with the bishop. They bring out their knight. I bring out my knight. E3, very common. Pin the knight, very common. Bishop E2, breaking the pin. Queen E7. I've had this exact position many times. Now we get the quiet A3. So I go ahead and castle, and now we have the immediate threat of the discovery against the queen. So I could potentially grab a pawn, could even grab the A3 pawn as well. They now push C4, which looks extravagant, and here I dithered. I could simply have snatched this pawn, and they would have had to have moved the queen out of the way. But I didn't do that. I played knight F6, which maybe isn't ideal. And that gave white a tempo to spot the threat and move out of it. So the queen's now out of the way. However, this is still the Charlick, and yes, we're a pawn down, but we've already castled. We've got a centralised rook because we've long castled. White has relatively poor development while we've got all of our pieces out on the board. This is move 9. Okay, we have completed development and we're ready to attack. I now play h5, which the computer says is an inaccuracy, and in fact my only inaccuracy of the game. But the idea is I want to start an attack down the king side. White castles, and this is now an equal position. It said I should trade the bishop for the knight, which is exactly what I do. And then play queen e5. So this is the point. We are just trying to land blows on white. We're trying to make white have to mess up his structure, which he does with pawn to g3, and now the correct move is h4. I find it. The pawn cannot progress, it cannot capture, because there's mate with queen takes h2. So we actually have b4 now, and it hangs the rook, funnily enough. But I capture here instead. So queen takes a1 is best, but h takes g3 is actually equal. Pretty much equal. So takes, and now they move their bishop to attack the queen. So, what do we do? Well, there are obviously two pawn captures, both of which come with check. Now, which one do we take? If we take on h2, I think the king's just going to dive into the corner. The bishop might tuck itself in, and we're going to have trouble weeding the bugger out. So, I capture on f2, which is the correct move. They should now retake with the rook. They don't. They retake with the king. And now, how do we continue? Queen takes h2 check. Notice we still have the threat of this open file, right? As soon as that bishop moves out of the way, okay? King dives back to his only safe square. And now out comes the bishop. Bishop to g3 with check. And now our rook covers all of these squares, so the king has nowhere to go. He's being checked from the queen, or being checked from the rook, rook and queen, bishop and queen. He simply can't move. So what do you do here? Rook f2. And now, what would you do here as black? Queen to g1. Right, the king only has one square to go to, there, and then we capture, and it's just going to be checkmate. There you go, there's nothing he can do, white resigns. So, very fun, exciting gambit style. I hope you are impressed by the game and all the attacking opportunities it affords. I'm certainly still loving it, and I'm going to keep playing it. Thanks for watching. See you later.